In the late 19th century, Jewish immigrants flooded America, escaping prosecution and building new lives. They established the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, known as HIAS, to bring more Jews to the United States, creating a network that placed Jewish leaders in positions of power. These leaders then orchestrated the influx of refugees and undocumented immigrants, securing government funding for charities they controlled, profiting from a self-perpetuating scam that prioritized foreigners over American citizens. This scam, rooted in immigration policy manipulation, enriched these organizations while burdening the nation. This article traces Jewish immigration, HIAS's evolution, and the mechanisms through which these charities exploit America for financial gain, drawing on historical records and financial data to expose their operations. The story begins in 1881, when Jewish immigrants, fleeing Russia and Eastern Europe, arrived in America. From 1881 to 1924, 2.5 million Jews landed at ports like Ellis Island, often penniless. HIAS, founded in New York City, provided food, shelter, legal assistance, and job placement to ensure their survival and integration. The Baron de Hirsch Fund, created in 1891, supported Jewish immigrants with agricultural colonies and trade schools, strengthening their foothold. HIAS deliberately brought more Jews to America, building a foundation for influence. As Jewish immigrants and their descendants prospered, they ascended to powerful roles in business, academia, and government. Jewish representation in Congress and in agencies like the Department of Homeland Security reflected this strategic rise. The past DHS secretary, a former HIAS board member, exemplified how Jewish leaders shaped immigration policy. With this influence secured, HIAS expanded its mission in 1975 to resettle non-Jewish refugees, Vietnamese, Afghans, Venezuelans, not for humanitarian reasons, but to grow a system funneling government money to their control. HIAS now operates as one of 10 non-profit organizations, called voluntary agencies, partnering with the U.S. government through the Refugee Admissions Program to resettle refugees. 7 agencies are faith-based: Church World Service, linked to Protestant churches; Episcopal Migration Ministries, part of the Episcopal Church; Global Refuge, a Lutheran group; the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, representing Catholic efforts; World Relief, an evangelical organization; and HIAS, the Jewish Agency. The U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, largely secular, collaborates with faith groups, while the International Rescue Committee, Ethiopian Community Development Council, and World Education Services function without religious ties. In 2023, these agencies resettled 70,000 refugees, providing housing and job support for 90 days, funded by federal grants of $2,275 per person. The financial structure of these charities drives the scam. HIAS's 2023 budget of $128 million came from $74 million in U.S. government grants through the Department of State and Office of Refugee Resettlement, $45 million in private donations from Jewish communities, and $9 million from foundations like the Open Society Foundations. Other agencies, like the Catholic Bishops Group and the International Rescue Committee, manage budgets from $100 million to over $1 billion, heavily reliant on government contracts. This creates a cycle. Charities resettle refugees, demand more funding for support, and bring in more refugees, ensuring a steady income. HIAS's CEO, earning $450,000 in 2023, and 10% administrative costs, highlight the profit motive, with Americans footing the bill. The scam operates through clear mechanisms. Charities secure government contracts to resettle 70,000 refugees in 2023, with a 2024 ceiling of $125,000, receiving payments per person to maximize arrivals. They provide legal aid to 2 million asylum seekers in a 2024 backlog, helping them stay in the U.S., encouraging illegal immigration. Private donations fund this legal work, freeing federal grants for other expenses. The influx of refugees and immigrants strains communities, housing, schools, healthcare, prompting charities to request more funding to address these issues, restarting the cycle. In 2023, the government allocated $2.275 billion to these agencies, funds that could have supported Americans or infrastructure. The scam disrupts America. Refugees and undocumented immigrants compete for resources, burdening citizens. In 2023, 37 million Americans lived below the poverty line, yet charities focused on 70,000 refugees. Agencies like the Catholic Bishops Network, serving 15 million Americans with food and housing, still divert resources to foreigners, neglecting national priorities. Social costs, crime, cultural shifts, job competition further harm communities, while charities profit by keeping immigration high, maintaining their relevance and securing more contracts. Jewish leaders, entrenched in government and media, control the system, ensuring its continuity. Hias's Jewish origins define the scam. Founded to bring Jews to America, it built a network that placed Jewish descendants in power to expand immigration for profit. The DHS Secretary's past HIAS role underscores this influence. Jewish representation in key sectors sustains the system, using refugees and immigrants to generate revenue. Charities mask their motives with humanitarian claims, but their goal is financial gain and control, exploiting immigration to enrich themselves. This system undermines America. Reliance on $2.275 billion in government funds in 2023 diverts resources from domestic needs. The cycle of resettlement, legal aid, and community strain creates a machine where charities thrive by bringing in foreigners, securing larger budgets. HIAS and its Jewish-led network, alongside other faith-based agencies, orchestrate a scam that prioritizes profit over citizens, leaving America to bear the consequences.